Welcome to the second video of our 7-day series, which I have titled The Nooks and Crannies of Hunting. And today we're talking about finding a place to hunt. Now, I've always hunted private land. I've never hunted public land. So all of my knowledge when it comes to hunting is based off of hunting private land. But I want to help you guys figure out places to hunt. I have a little knowledge on other places to hunt and what you need to look for, but most of my knowledge is based off of private land. So keep that in mind as you watch this video. Now, private land is the first one I want to talk about because it's kind of maybe the better of the two, but they both have their pros and cons when it comes to private land and public land. Now, private land, privately owned by a person or maybe a group of people. Private land you have more control over. You can kind of do more things with private land than you can with public land. For example, you can do food plots, you can do habitat management, you can cut trees, plant trees. Now, private land is the first one I would look at. If you own land, it could be anywhere from 1 acre. You might have a little patch of woods with a deer trail running through it, or you could have 5,000 acres in Montana or something. All these private land places are very good candidates to hunt. So it doesn't matter how much land you have. If you have private land, you can hunt that. Now, if you don't own private land or you don't have easy access to private land, do some looking around. Maybe put a post on social media, say, hey, I'm looking for a private land to hunt. Knock on some doors, drive down the road, find a place that has some woods. Maybe go ask them, hey, can I hunt your land? And definitely try farms. There's a lot of farmers out there that don't hunt, and I'm sure a lot of them are willing and open to let you hunt on the land, because if there's one thing I know about deer are huge crop damagers, okay? They damage crops like crazy. So a lot of farmers are definitely open and willing to let you come and hunt. Now, just because I personally hunt private land and that's the one I would rather do, that does not mean you should overlook public land. Public land is a phenomenal place to hunt deer. Here's why. Almost every state has huge tracts of public land, and they allow a lot of people to come in and hunt, whether that be rifle or bow. There are lots of opportunities. So don't overlook public land. Public land is public access. That means anybody can come there. You can do rifle hunting, you can bow hunt. Some places only allow bow hunting, so keep that in mind. Make sure you check up the regulations of that place. But a lot of places, anybody can go. Now, keep that in mind, because anybody can go to a piece of public land, not just hunters. So your hunt could be ruined by some dude walking through. Now, that also happens on private land too, but it's legal on public land because anybody can go there. Now, I mentioned how some places only allow archery. Keep that in mind, because there are different types of public land. There is maybe an actual public land that is owned by a wildlife agency that is mainly for hunting, and that could be a huge tract, like a couple thousand acres. Or you could be looking at a state park or county park that is only for hiking. Some county parks and state parks allow archery hunting, so keep that in mind. But when it comes to places to go out and openly hunt with a rifle or bow or whatever it is, a lot of times you're going to be looking at public land that is owned by a wildlife agency. For example, in Pennsylvania, we have the wildlife agency called the Pennsylvania Game Commission. Pennsylvania Game Commission goes around all over state and buys lots and lots of land. There is lots of land in Pennsylvania owned by the Game Commission. Those pieces of public land are called state game lands. Lots and lots of people hunt those state game lands because in Pennsylvania, there is a huge amount of hunters. On opening day of rifle season, the state game lands may just look like an orange blob. Some of you might catch what I'm saying. There's a lot of hunters on that land. Now, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter where you're hunting. As long as you're getting out there and enjoying the process and enjoying the hunt, that's what matters. But to be honest with you guys, there's lots of places to hunt. It could be private, it could be public. There are good private land and bad private land hunting spots. There's good public land and there's bad public land. Both private and public have their pros and cons. I'm gonna leave you with 3 final tips that are the most important. If there's anything you take away from this video, it's these 3 tips. Tip number 1, read up on the regulations. It doesn't matter where you are, what state you are, read up on the regulations. And that could be the regulations for the place that you're hunting, whether that's the regulations and rules for the public land, whether that be the rules that the landowner has put in place, or whether that be the actual state rules when it comes to hunting, like the hunting guidelines and stuff. Read up on that stuff. Make sure you're following the law and following the rules, because you don't want to end up with a super hefty fine or even your license or rifle taken away from you, because that happens. Number 2 is buy the correct license. This goes hand in hand with reading up on the regulations, making sure that you buy the correct license for the correct animal or the correct method of hunting. This is really important. And number 3, this is really basic. Follow the law. All 3 of these tips go hand in hand. Read up on the regulations, buy the correct license, and at the end of the day, follow the law, and it'll be a better experience for you and a better experience for those around you. Thank you guys for watching today's video. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up. If you want to check out the gear and tools that I use on my hunts, there will be links in the description. And stay tuned for tomorrow's video, where we will be talking about hunting apparel and what you need to wear when going out into the woods. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.